You know, one thing that I've always told my boys as they were growing up, and also the youth teams that I helped coach, was this: losing will always happen if you allow it to happen. Sure, you're going to run up against people or teams that are more talented, and they may just be better than you. You're not going to be able to control that. What you will be able to control is how hard you're going to work to beat that person or that team. In football, a team will always exploit your weakness and will continue to do so as long as you allow it. At some point in our lives, we have to draw a line in the sand and say, no more. I will not allow you to continue to push me around or beat me. That stops today, and that stops now. The thing is, there's no time limit of when that happens. We have to decide on our own, and I believe this team, our team, is making that decision now. The past 2 years in 7A, we've been everyone's homecoming, everyone's whipping post, and the butt of all jokes from the teams we've played all the way to our student body. However, this season, and at least through the first 4 games, our guys are standing up, dusting themselves off, pulling their teammates up, and saying, no more. We're a team to be reckoned with. We're a team that's going to start dishing out the punishment instead of taking it. Sure, there may be more talented teams on our schedule and in our region, but the mentality of this team, our team, is that regardless of the score, at the end of the game, you will know that you've played a different Chelsea team than in the past. On this episode of Inside the Hornets Nest, we'll talk with Coach Norris as he discusses last week's win against Calera. I'll also talk with Sam Parrish from the defense and Brooks Dixon from the offense as Inside the Hornets Nest starts right now.
We knew we had our hands full with Calera. They were very athletic on both sides of the ball. The quarterback is a really, really good player. He's athletic, dynamic, can find receivers deep downfield and throws the deep ball very, very well. Defensively, they gave us a lot of pressure with linebackers, trying to run linebackers through inside gaps. We tried to do some things, show some things that we had not shown. Try to take advantage of those things, put ourselves in the best position that we could to win. We had some guys step up in roles that were unique for them that we hadn't seen them in yet. Had some young guys step up and get some quality touches, and saw a lot of positive things from those situations, and saw a lot of things that we need to work on and get better at. So it was nice to see us come out and handle business on both sides of the ball and play probably the most complete football game that we've played this season. So that was encouraging for us to see progress offensively, progress defensively, special teams. I think everybody took a step forward last week. I think being undefeated this year has helped us with our confidence. I think a lot of guys have been more aggressive in their assignments. We've had fewer mental mistakes and issues with blowing assignments or not knowing what we're supposed to do in certain situations. And I think that success is contagious, and guys want to get on board that train, and the momentum of having that compounded over time just sort of builds more and more desire and hunger to continue that success. The thing that we have to really guard against is becoming too overconfident and becoming complacent and thinking that because we're undefeated that our record is going to win football games for us. Nobody's going to be scared of a 4-0 record coming into their stadium. If anything, they're going to be more prepared and more motivated to try and give us our first loss of the season. And we need to recognize that, realize that, and know that we have to come out and execute on Friday nights to try to continue to have that success. Paul Bryant's very athletic. They have athletes all over the place on both sides of the ball. They really remind us a lot of Calera in that way. They have athletic receivers. They have athletic DBs. They have athletes all over the field. They kind of have been behind the 8 ball from the beginning with the fact that their coach left right before the season started. but they've had an off week this past week. They're coming off having a week extra to kind of get things organized and prepared for us. So, we really think we have an idea of what we're going to see, but we know that there's always a possibility that during the bye week, during the off week, that with that extra time that they found some things that they really like that we maybe haven't seen. And so it's tough to prepare for the unknown in that situation. We just have to do our best to focus on what we can control and do our best in every situation, communicate on offense, communicate on defense, and try and limit big plays. I think that's the biggest key for us, is limiting big plays on defense, taking care of the ball on offense, avoiding turnovers, and just going out and executing and worry about us. It really shouldn't matter who we're playing or what their record is or what the situation is. If we stack enough positive things together in terms of just doing our job and eliminating mistakes, then we should be satisfied and happy about the outcome on Friday night.
Well, really up front as a lineman, we have to be able to put our head down and go to work for our teammates around us. Obviously, we lost Lawson this week. He was a big loss for us, but I think we're going to step up and take care of the issue and the hole that we lost with him. Well, as Lawson went down, we lost our right guard, and he's a really good player. He's really starting to step up for us. But we put in number 54, Kevin Madrid, and he's a sophomore, so a younger guy. But physically, he's ready, so mentally we're coaching him up, and he's going to be ready to go for this week. Not only is it about the bond that we have between each other, but it really comes into what we've been working for all year, whether it be the weight room during the summer or whether it be just a family dinner night with the whole other line. It's really about how we come together and work with each other, and obviously I think it's going very well so far. No matter how good they are, it still comes to what we do off the field, watching film, trying to figure out what moves the best guys give us, but not only the best guys, what the worst guys give us. It's about staying locked in and staying focused with who we're going against. Rather than Calera, they're going to give us a bigger D-line up front, so we're definitely going to have to go to work. They're going to give us an even front, meaning there's going to be 4 down linemen, so we can look at and run really anything in our offense, but it really just comes with putting our head down and going to work.
I'm surrounded by a lot of guys who have the same will to win. They're not out there just because they're forced to play, but all the guys, I feel we're a tight-knit bunch, and we all try to make each other better in practice, whether it's calls or doing drills after. We always just try to make each other better. There's no days off with this group, and we all want it the same. We all knew coming in the season that we were not very well respected, and we knew teams were going to take shots. So we just knew in practice, leading up in the summer, we have to have the speed, and we know we have the speed now, that we can cover the deep guys, because there's not a lot of guys out there faster than me or Kenny or Grant or John. So we've just been fixing our craft, getting our feet better, getting our hips turned quicker, and so we can just run step for step. Between those two, I'd rather have a pocket passer. It makes it a little easier because with a scrambler, you have to constantly be worried about the rollout and you got to chase the guys, which was kind of the issue last week. Is we were getting burnt out. But with a pocket passer, it's he's not going to scramble, so you can really just guard your man and just focus on him instead of having to worry about the run. We went from coming into the season just like, hey, we want to prove ourselves, but now that we know, we're coming out, we're trying to show no mercy. As Coach Cassie says, we want it to be the bullies. So we're going to go out there and show people why. They're not going to want to play us, so that's why we're gonna take it to them. They're not a big group. They're not going to have these big, tall receivers that are going to throw up, but they're quick guys. They're going to be running crossers over the middle. They're going to run underneath. So it's just guys that we can't look past them. We got to be focused on these guys, and their speed is not a joke. So we just got to know what to expect.